Brakati Hawo, Brakati Hawashai, Brakati Hawo, Brakati Hawashai, Brakati Hawo, Brakati Hawo, Bashim Hawashai, Bahashim, Chakudash. That belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there. You Akim to Sadakim that do the singing the utmost truth and sincerity. I'm the priest Shaman. Alright, this week's topic is going to be folly is set in great dignity in Israel. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just laying back and off the Israelite shuffle shit that dealt out there in South Carolina. Not the Zach, but he actually sent it to me, and I was kind of like, wow, we had the same sentiment, like, these women just want attention. And I don't know what, these Israelites, what they try to do is they always try to mingle worldly ass trends with the truth, and it always comes off as corny, cringe, lame. So anyway, they got this Israelite selfish shit, but that's all folly, man. All right. And this truth right here, first of all, let me just read this right here. This is a book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8. All right? Baruch 3 and 8. It says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity." Some of you Israelites, you don't understand that. This whole America, us being in America, and when you talk about the truth, it's supposed to, you're supposed to go into the fact that, look, we're here captive, right? It says, "Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments." All that is hitting right now. Our people are under the curses. I'm talking about as a whole. Yes, you have jakes that are sprinkled, that are doing well in America and across the world. But we're talking as a whole. The Most High judges and speaks about nations as a whole. It says, "And a curse, and to be subject to payments." Don't even get me started on that. You're paying all types of bills. Before you even get paid, you're already spending your check in your mind. You know what I'm saying? So that's Babylon for you. It says, "According to all iniquities of our fathers." So we deserve this, man. It's just accountability thing. We went off, we violated the contract that was set up in Deuteronomy 28 chapter. This is what happened when we violate the contract. It says, "Which depart from the Lord our power." So we departed from the Lord. We've been sent here in captivity, all right, fulfilling all the scriptures. And now you got Israelites in captivity, trying to be handed, like, they trying to still be like worldly and shit, you know what I'm saying? Catch on to these trends. Ain't nothing wrong with fucking dancing. Ain't nothing wrong with doing that stuff in your privacy, bro. But, like, to put it all on Front Street and try to make it popular, try to make it trending. Y'all trying to attract people for all the wrong, y'all trying to get people, y'all trying to reel people in with everything but the truth. You know what I'm saying? Some sort of trend, some sort of, make the video look a certain way. And this thing should be first and foremost about teaching our people. That's it. That's the hook. The hook is the truth. You don't need no gimmicks, bro. You don't need no gimmicks. Going back to the whole chess thing, analogy, it ain't all about gambits, right? You don't need no gambits. You gotta learn how to play principal chess. And like these guys, like, let's say you doing these rap videos and all this type of things and mingling the truth with it, right? At least I'm doing the work. You could at least say, look, man, I'm doing the work, I'm teaching. But when you kind of find out that all these niggas do is sing, or all these niggas do is the videography part, or all they do is try to get on TikTok and be trendy and use AI. They don't actually teach and put together lessons. You see? So they want to take the shit that they were doing in the world and kind of use the truth as a springboard. Whether they want attention, these women, or these niggas are looking for some sort of fame. Because I know in the background, it was a nigga singing that Israelite shuffle shit. You see what I'm saying? It was a Jake dude singing that shit. Ecclesiastes 10 and 5. It says, "There's an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity." In America is nothing but folly. And when we wake up to the truth, we ain't supposed to be conducting ourselves in folly. You know what I'm saying? When you wake up to the truth, you're supposed to carry yourself as a man of wisdom. So you're not supposed to, like, you know what, man, let's try to come up with a TikTok trend. That should not be on your mind, man. That's what the scriptures speak about, these leaders and these rulers in Israel that laid captive silly women. They try to make it trendy. They try to bringing a whole bunch of people. Why? More tights, more money. That's really what these guys are about, man. Let's just cut the shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the brass taxes, as they say. It's all about money. Trying to make this thing a popularity thing, popular fun. Nah, man, this thing is a bitter herb. You know, that's what the apostles, John the Revelator said when he took, you know, the role. It was bitter. It says, and you know why that shit is cringe and corny? Because it's lukewarm. You know, it's like, are you cold or hot for the truth? You know, when you mingle the truth with worldly shit, it come across lukewarm, man. It says, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low places. The rich are the Israelites. The low places, we just read about it. You know, we're on the bottom right now. Again, as a whole, I have seen servants upon horses. Who's the servants upon horses? Esau. All right. It was said the elder shall serve the younger. So Esau is a servant that's upon horses, and horses represents rulership, power. And this man has completely fucked the planet Earth up, man. You know. Scripture. There's another scripture in Proverbs that tells you that for 4 things the earth is disquieted, and one of the things that was mentioned is when a servant. It says, I'm sorry, 4 things the earth quaketh or shakes, right? And one of the things was mentioned is when a servant is made to rule. So just like how you got these, I always use these Fortune 500 companies, right? You don't just kick out the board chair and throw the CEO out the window and shit and say, hey, you janitor, take over. The janitor's not going to know what to do. The janitor just know how to map the bathrooms and do his stuff. And I'm not knocking being a janitor. I'm just saying that's not your role. The business will collapse and fall over. So this is what happened when the so-called white man is in rulership. He's not meant to rule, so the whole planet Earth is just fucked. Why? Because they're not going based off the scriptures. They're actually going in defiance of the scriptures. You know, the so-called white man ain't honoring no land Sabbath or nothing like that. So that's how come this planet Earth is really, you know, especially here in the United States, is just contrary to what the scriptures is set up. Well, yet, let's just do the Israelite shuffle about it. You know what I'm saying? It says, I've seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Actually, I'm just going to name this lesson. It's not in the time to do the Israelite shuffle. We're not in the time of the Israelite shuffle. It says, that's it. Let me go to Ecclesiastes 3:1 real quick. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, to everything there's a season, a time to every purpose under the sun. Yeah, so everything has its time and place, man. You know, the Israelite shuffle should be in your own privacy, man. You know? Or, when we're in the kingdom, then you could do all the dancing you want, Israel. You could do all the music you want to do. And it's going to be in righteousness, man. I think the only catchy song these niggas had was that, remember that 144,000? That one was sketchy. I don't know what happened to them niggas though, but anyways, 2 says a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. What are we planting? The seed, all right, which is the word pursuant to the book of Luke 8:11. We're planting this in the minds of you Israelites, all right. That word is being planted. When's the time to pluck up? The pluck up part is going to become during the end of the world. You know, during the deliverance, because the scriptures tell us the harvest, or when you reap, or when you pluck up, is at the end of the world. So we're planting the seed now, okay, and then hopefully get delivered when it, you know, in due season. So lock you. 3, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. 4, a time to weep and a time to laugh. So there's a time for sorrows, and that's what, you know, Ezekiel said in the book of Ezekiel 9:5. Sigh and cry. You know, we're not supposed to be telling, you know, hey, let's start this trend in Israelite shuffle shit. That's not the right spirit to be in. It says a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. So there's a time to dance. But we're not in the dancing time. We're not in the Israelite shuffle time. We're in the morning time. You know? Morning is an M-U-O-R-N-I-N-G. Okay? You know? Shit. We also in the morning time because the scripture says the day is at hand. You know, meaning all the prophecies are popping off like popcorn, so we should be wide awake, tapped in. All right? That's what we should really be tapped into, man. Prophecies, not no bullshit on TikTok. And the elders are constantly doing videos on you TikTokers, you Israelite TikTokers, man, that are, you know, you into everything but teaching, really. You know, you into trends and what's going on with the world and mingling the world with the truth, but none of it's for edification. It's just all folly and bullshit. Proverbs 17:22 says, a merry heart doeth good. A merry heart doeth good like a medicine. Right, so it's good to be merry. There's a time to be merry. Ain't nothing wrong with being merry. Dancing and Israelite shuffling and singing and shit, whatever, you know, brothers are into. It's a time and a place, man, and we have to use discernment. And this is our captivity. This is not the time to be doing no Israelite shuffling, man. You know? It says, a merry heart doeth good like medicine, but a broken spirit drives the bones. Now, we're going to be rejoicing when this man go down. But until then, Baruch chapter 3, verse 8, we're yet to stay in our captivity. You shouldn't be doing no Israelite shuffling in your captivity. You know what I'm saying? You give the impression that you Israelites are comfortable here and want to stay here. You know, make more rap videos and make more whatever the fuck y'all doing. There's the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. This is not our rest. Okay? This is not our rest. Again, I speak as a nation. All right? I know there's certain Israelites out there that are well off, but the scripture says, some roughly paraphrasing onto you that as receive your consolation now, or something to that effect, because a lot of you Israelites that receive your consolation on this side, all right, that are wrapped up in this world, that are hand in hand with Esau, all right, what's going to be your judgment, the missiles, or whatever plague or calamity the Most High throws upon you. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. When you look up that word polluted, it means to be defiled sexually, morally, and ceremoniously. Okay? It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. So to hell with fucking Israelite shuffles and these rap songs with the truth in it. I hate that shit, man. I'd rather just listen to fucking rap. Real, I'd rather listen to fucking drill music, bro. I'm gonna just keep it 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit is the world shit. Like, I don't like to mix, bro. I don't like to mix the, you know, they be putting the truth with the trap. They be doing that. They have like a trap beat and they playing and they rapping about the truth. I hate that shit, man. It's just like, it's like oil and water. It's like lukewarm. It's just like, I'd rather just listen to some trap, listen to some goddamn drill music, some gunner or whatever, because that's what them niggas are about. They good at it too. It don't sound corny. This whole Israelite blending it, the truth with what the hell is going on in the world, it just don't vibe, bro. This shit don't hit. I'm sorry. You know? Lord ain't with it. If the Most High wanted that, them niggas would have joined the truth already. You see what I'm saying? If the Most High wanted like this thing to be like, bring people in via rap and shit, and whatever, the Most High would have had the top dancers in Israel, the top musician in Israel just wake up and have this shit go viral that way. But the Lord ain't with that. The Lord is with us coming out there on the highways and byways and putting together lessons, which a lot of you Israelites don't want to do. Y'all want to do your own thing and then mingle it with the truth and say, oh shit, you know, this is my gift. I'm giving my gift. Nigga, shut up, man. You just don't want to teach. All right, like I said, if the Most High wanted that type of Jake and the truth, they'd have been there already, bro. You know, all your favorite rappers and shit, they would have been woke up with all their followers and do all that shit. You know? Kodak Black, I remember he did this one bar. He was like, I'm an Israelite, my diamond Israel nice, some shit like that. It was fire. That's what he do. That nigga could rap. But he ain't go all out with the truth. He ain't start making straight songs about Jake waking up. He stuck back. He went right back in the world. And that's where that nigga belongs. It's like the phone slid. You know? So we have our lot These niggas in the world have theirs. Let's not mix it. All right. With that, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahawashi, Ba'Hashem Kodash, that belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there. You Akim to Sadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. Shalom.